welcome to my self-isolation and my very untouched up regrowthy pink hair. I put on a pink shirt today and I have very faded pink hair, and I thought I would film a monochromatic pink look because I love monochromatic pink looks and it matches everything about me right now. Also, I haven't filmed in 500 years. This one goes out to Bianca. Okay, I've got a cool new eyebrow trick that I've been doing recently. I got this Smudge Brow Mascara, which is from Clicks, and it's really affordable. I think it was $39.99. And they actually had a special at the time, so it was, you buy 3 products and the cheapest one is free. So I picked up the brow mascara because I needed a new brow gel, and the stuff is insane. This is in the shade Blonde. Okay, so heads up, if you are actually blonde and you're very fair, this goes quite dark. But I'm going to show you what I've been doing as my most recent technique for brows. So I don't fill it in with pencil at all, and then I just run this through very lightly. And already you can woo! If I overdo it at all, I just take a spoolie and I run it through the spots where I placed too much. And I generally have quite a lot of eyebrow hair. It's just that because of the fact that I'm very fair on my eyebrows, you can't really see most of it. So like this part is, there's hairs there, it's just very fair. So this color just kind of identifies all the hair, coats them and identifies them. So that's all I do for that stage. And then what I do to sharpen it more, sorry, all my makeup is all over the floor because self-isolation. What do? Wipe down all my makeup. So I'm just taking some concealer, just like the tiniest amount. Let me zoom you in for this. And I've got like a very, very thin angled brush. And I'm just going to take the concealer and sculpt out below the eyebrow. Ideally I'd use a shade lighter than this, but because I haven't been able to go to the shops to get any more, this will just have to suffice. And then with a larger brush, I just take whatever excess concealer there is on my eyelid and drag it down, so it kind of serves as a little bit of a base as well. And there we go, you can see how much of a difference that makes. So I love the fact that because I'm not filling it in with pencil, there's a fly, you can still see the gaps in between the hairs, so it doesn't look like it's been drawn in and it's created like one big block. You can kind of still see all the individual hairs and it still looks really sculpted and defined. So I'm quickly going to hop off camera and do the other eyebrow, and then I'm also just going to set my eyelids down now with powder so that that concealer doesn't move around. Okay, eyebrows are done. This one will always be more dense than the other one because there's a mole somewhere in there which makes the hair slightly thicker, so there's not really much I can do about that. I've set my eyes with some powder. And I want to do a pink eye, but I want to keep it like really pastel and blown out and fluffed. So I have my Beauty Glazed Color Fusion Over the Rainbow palette, which is my favorite palette for my shows because it's got like the most ridiculous rainbow shades. And I'm going to start working between these two lightest pink shades and kind of just like fluffing out all over my lid, just to give it a little bit of a wash before I go in with anything deeper. Taking it quite high up, all the way almost to the brow bone, to make sure it has like a really rounded blend. And then I'm going to go into one shade deeper, which is this pink over here. It's very pigmented, so I'm just going to like tap my brush really, really lightly and run that through the upper portion of my crease. I'm keeping a very like rounded shape. Usually when I do eyeshadow I like to like V it out, but I'm keeping it all going all the way like kind of in a semicircle around my socket. because I wanted to tie in with a different blush technique that I'm going to use a little bit later. Okay, I'm just going to take that same pink and tap in a little bit harder with the brush, because I'm just going to run this like right along the base of the lash line. I'm trying to avoid any shimmer, so I'm trying to like fill in the eyelid space with that same matte shadow. And then I'm just tapping into the lighter two pink shades again to make sure that those edges are really nicely blended. This is definitely more of a editorial look, but hey, when you're in self-isolation, what else are you supposed to do? And then I'm going to take one last step. I'm going to tap into this shade, which is kind of more of like a pinky based red. Also just like lightly tapping my brush into that and doing the same technique that I did earlier, which was running it through the crease and keeping it in quite a circular shape. And I'm just going to keep building on that until I am happy with the intensity. Taking like a super small little detail brush, and I'm going to tap into that same reddish pink, and just for a little bit of definition on the lash line, I'm going to run that probably from the center of the lashes right to the edge. I'm not winging it out or anything, but it does create a little bit of lift on the outer corner of the eye. Just smudging that around. Okay, I'm quickly going to jump off camera, do the other eye, and then we're going to get started on the base. Woo, it makes my eyes look really blue. Okay, so eyes are done. Might not put on mascara. I'm going to wait and see until the end to see if it's necessary. I'm going to start with this Skin Salon L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. Boom, boom, boom. I genuinely feel like I'm too pale. Better? Oh my god, it's getting brighter. I'm going to leave it like this just because the light's messing around a bit. I'm not going to go in with any liquid concealer. I'm just going to go in with my Essence You Better Work concealer palette. Dunk my fingers in that because that's hygienic. Just pat that underneath my eyes. A little bit of brightness. Ore, ore, ore. I'm going to do a very light contour, I think, with my Essence contour palette. So I'm going to go into the shading side with a very big brush because this is a very pigmented product. And I'm just going to lightly tap that on underneath the cheekbone. Also, because I haven't set anything with powder, keep in mind that it's tacky and it will like cling onto any product on the brush. So that's why I'm going in really light tappy motions. I'm kind of curving it up instead of straight back as I usually would. And straight up into the temple. So there's a lot of talking and stuff going on outside. Sorry about that. Just whatever's remaining on the brush, gonna run over the forehead, over the nose, under the chin, and I'm just taking a dab more to take down the chest. Down the neck. Apologies. Okay, and before I carry on with my face, I just want to quickly do the lower lash line. So I'm going to take those lightest two shades of pink, and with, as you can see, this brush has kind of got a tapered end. I'm going to dab that tip into the lightest pink and just smudge that underneath the eye, connecting it with the outer corner of the upper lash. For God's sake. And then just the tiniest amount of the deeper pink. Just on the outer half, connecting it once again to the upper lash line. And now this is the fun part. This is what I've been looking forward to. I've also got the Smudge Blush Duo. And this is a technique that I've seen a couple people do it, but like I saw Celine Bernards or Bernards. It's a Dutch surname, and as someone who should be able to speak Afrikaans, I should be able to pronounce it, but I can't. And what she did was, I'm just taking a little bit on my brush just so I can map out the placing, but she took the blush from the eyeshadow on the outer corner of the eye and kind of distributed it on the upper section of the cheek right over here. I'm just going to start really light, and then I'm going to build it up. Okay, and I'm getting a bit distracted by the shininess of what is happening underneath my eyes, so I'm just cleaning off that same brush that I just used for the pink because I don't have any other clean brushes right now. And I'm taking some of my Rimmell powder, just like layering my brush up in that, and I'm just gonna mattify the under eyes. You can see the difference. I don't have any pink eyeliner, which I find very, very upsetting, but I'm going to do just, I think, a nude through the waterline. And I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. Still not entirely sure about mascara. What I'm going to do though is I've got my very broken Master Chrome Maybelline metallic highlighter. This is in the shade Molten Rose Gold, which, so it's got a bit of a pink sheen to it anyway. And I'm just gonna really lightly take that over the high points, over where I've placed that blush, so it's really got like a gleaming wet blush look. I just want to pop a little bit over the brow bone as well. Cupid's bow, nose. Okay, I think I am going to add mascara. Otherwise my eyes look like little buttholes. Both of my mascaras are so extraordinarily dry, and I just don't have the ability to go out and buy more, or the money right now, in all honesty. So I'm going to see what I can make happen with these guys. For my lips, which is the last step I'm going to do, I'm going to take this guy. It's just a pink old Essence lip liner. It's kind of my lips but better. I'm just going to smudge it. It's a blurry lips tutorial. And then I've got the Body Shop matte liquid lip, and this is in the shade Magnolia. Yeah, and I'm just gonna pop a bit in the middle. Wow, that smells real nice. And then just blend it out, and then I'm going to keep building that up so that most of the pigment sits in the center of the lips. And I think I'm going to leave it all at that. So this is my monochromatic, more avant-garde pink makeup tutorial, which was honestly a lot of fun. It's nice to be able to just sit at home and actually be able to play and be creative. I think I'm going to film a video on a 90s inspired makeup look, because I saw a couple people doing that and it looks like so much fun. Not that I was alive much in the 90s. I was 4 when the millennium struck, so I spent a good 4 years of my youth in the 90s, but I just unfortunately don't remember any of it. But that's that on the that, and I will see you in another video hopefully very soon, because I'm going to make use of the time that I have to be indoors and do lots of stuff. But other than that, be kind to other people and stay healthy. I'll see you again soon. Bye.